Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And this is part 8 of the State of the Saints podcast Draft Profile Edition. Now, on this edition, we're going to be talking about the wide receiver position, and we're going to be focusing on wide receiver T. Higgins out of Clemson. Now, this guy right here is 6'4", 210 pounds, and you've probably seen him play in the game against LSU in the national championship game. And he did some really good things in that game. He got kind of banged up, but nevertheless, T. Higgins is a really good wide receiver, and he is projected to go pretty high in this year's draft. So the question is, would he be a good fit for the New Orleans Saints? First off, I just want to talk a little bit about some of the positives that I can see out of T. Higgins. Number one, he's 6'4". I mean, you can't teach that. 6'4", 210 pounds. He's a guy that can go up for the ball. He's a guy that's not afraid to go up there and go get it. I mean, he has like a great vertical that's going to really work in his favor, especially going up against those short cornerbacks. He'll be able to win those 50-50 balls. Also, he can line up in all different positions at the wide receiver position. You can line him up on the outside, line him up on the inside, kind of similar to Michael Thomas. He's a little bit faster than Michael Thomas is, so you don't have to worry about, can he go out here and take the top off the defense? He definitely can. That won't be a problem. Also, I like his footwork. I like his footwork coming off the ball. He can get separation. He doesn't seem to care about who's on him. I mean, he has that confidence that he can win every single time. The cons that I see about him is his route running strength. I mean, even though he can play all those positions, sometimes I question his ability kind of to get off the ball, especially in press coverage. That can be kind of alarming because we know as Saints fans, we've been watching the wide receivers get pressed and a lot of bump and run, and these guys can't get off the ball. And, that causes for Drew Brees to keep on going to Michael Thomas every single time. So I know we are kind of tired of that in the Who Dat Nation. We want somebody that can be able to, get off the ball. T. Higgins can get off the ball, but at times, if you get a little bit physical with him, you can take him out of the game. And, I'm not saying by any stretch that he's soft, but you can't take him out of the game if you can bully him. Me personally, I don't think that he would be a good fit for the New Orleans Saints. I think that Laviska Shenault, if I was comparing the two and deciding who I want to take, I would take Shenault over T. Higgins. Not to say that T. Higgins won't have a successful career wherever he goes, but I feel like at this stage he has a lot of developing to do. And Laviska, he has like that dog in him that we've been looking for from a Saints wide receiver other than Michael Thomas. But T. Higgins, I mean, he's incredible. He has incredible upside. If he goes to the right team and you train him and you get him a little bit more stronger when the strength and conditioning, I think he can be one of those guys that can be one of those top 5, top 10 wide receivers in the NFL. But as of right now, what the Saints actually need is a wide receiver that can play right away and make immediate impact. And me personally, I don't think T. Higgins is at that stage in his career. When he comes into the league, he's going to be that number 1 or even that number 2 receiver. It's going to take some time for him to kind of develop. But I think with Shenault, I don't think you'll have that problem because I think he has that confidence and that swag that he's going to be the best from day one. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think about T. Higgins? What do you think about T. Higgins possibly being with the Saints? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? And I forgot to mention the rating. I got to give y'all a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. Do I feel the Saints are going to draft T. Higgins? I'm going to go ahead and give that a 5. Would be highly surprised if T. Higgins ends up in a Saints uniform. But this has been the State of the Saints podcast. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. Search the State of the Saints podcast. Also, the State of the Game podcast, also available on YouTube, youtube.com. Search the State of the Game. And both are available on Facebook under those names, State of the Saints and State of the Game. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?